Another edition of the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show. And on this week's show, again, courtesy of Blue Shamrock Music, a special thank you to Mr. Stephen Brady each and every week. He is, yes, see, our special guest has already given him hand claps already. There we go. So yeah. So and again, in just a moment here, we're gonna go live and meet our special guest. But again, a special thank you to Mr. Stephen Brady and Blue Shamrock Music. Our show is being brought to you by Blue Shamrock Music, where we support upcoming established artists. And if that's you, simply send your request to info.musicdreamsusa@gmail.com. And now let's go live and meet our special guest. Her name is the one, the only, the lovely and talented Becky Denton. What's up, Miss Becky? How you doing this evening?
Hi, Russell. I'm great. And you've already started things off super fun. So thanks for chatting with me before we got the official start. So you're a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I figured I'd give you like the get go right now. So when we get
Yeah.
into it, it's like there ain't gonna be no surprises.
Yes. I like it. I'm comfortable. So
How you doing this evening? You doing okay?
yes, I have some slippers on my feet. So I don't I mean I won't show you all, but yeah, I'm cozy and I've put in a day's work, so I feel like I've had a pretty productive day. I've sung a lot today. My husband and I have a show coming up this weekend that I need to be as ready as possible for, and uh, yeah, so I'm good. I'm not hungry, so you're not gonna have to worry about me getting hangry during the interview.
Oh, I
So
was thinking maybe you send me over something.
yeah, no. So I'm actually really great. So and yeah,
I wish I could say that. I just got back from
yeah,
the Carolinas, because we have an
yes.
office in the Carolinas and also up here in New York where I'm at
Oh,
now. But we
okay.
had a 2-day layover at the airport. So the plane was supposed to fly in last night, and then they had some mechanical problems. And the next thing
Oh,
you know, I'm sleeping in a chair and at the airport for 12 hours.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no, you're
Ah,
fine. But yeah, I mean, the things we'll do to make sure we get our special guests on here. So
oh,
let's open up our show. And
okay.
can you share with our listeners, how did your musical journey begin and really what got you into music?
So this interview lasts 30 minutes, right? So
Well, it depends how it goes. It may go
yeah.
longer.
Yeah. Um, well, I'll just try to give you the short version, the condensed version. What started? Well, my mom and dad told me that I actually sang before I talked. So I think that's probably fairly common with singers. That I guess my grandma Walker, who's I was talking about, she sang a lot. She was holding me and she told my parents that I was singing. Oh, she's singing. And so I always loved to sing when I was growing up, and I would sing back all the TV commercials that would come on, and always loved to perform too. I remember doing gymnastics from an early age, and I was a cheerleader throughout all my schooling years, and then I cheered a year in college. So I just really loved the I guess being in a crowd. I guess I always from an early age really liked that energy. And I sang a lot in school. Like when I got into high school, I started taking vocal lessons, and I had a really great teacher, Shannon Quinn, and she was actually taught by my aunt Connie, who is she married a Walker, and who is musical. My uncle Frank, but Connie's very musical, and she taught Shannon, and Shannon was my vocal teacher. So I was trained just classically a little bit, quite a bit with her. And then I didn't start performing out like gigging until I was like, probably, I guess, in graduate school. And, but really started to like, that was just like I had a friend and he would invite me to sing at a local venue around here. And but I started like booking my own gigs when I was in my 20s. So I feel like I had a later start, especially these days. Kids are like 12. Hey, I'm going to go downtown, or I'm going to go do a show. And I wasn't that. I really had a pull in, that I wanted to do music. And my schooling background is actually in speech pathology. So I have a license, to do speech language pathology, and I did that for I've 20 years. And so I'm taking some time away from that. But this whole time I've been doing, for the last 20 years, doing both, but working part time as a speech SLP and doing music part time. And I'm trying to do, music full time. That's always the dream, right?
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, I guess I hope that answers your question. I started booking in my early 20s, and I started doing karaoke. And then I was like, I really just want to try to do some live performances without the tracks. And so I learned how to play guitar a little bit. I'm not, I don't consider myself like a great guitar player, but if I need to self accompany, I like the Kiss method, and I can, I can, manage a few chords and, accompany myself. And yeah, so I've put bands together, and um, my husband has been a gift, a real gift musically, in so many other ways, but musically we really work well together as a team. And uh, so yeah, I that was not the short answer. I'm sorry. I
No,
told
no,
you.
it's okay. When you come to Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show, it's all you.
Yeah. Mm,
Well, then, thank you for sharing that. So let's take
welcome.
a trip down memory lane. Okay, walk us through your first time ever on stage in front of a big crowd. It's your first concert. What did it look like, and how did you feel?
Hmm. Well, let's see. Probably my first concert, like, that would probably have to be. Do you want, like, when I started booking gigs, or like when I
Whatever
was
you want
in?
to share with our audience. Yeah.
Okay. Well, when I was in high school, I did some theater, and I had a lead role, I think, my sophomore year, and then I was Mother Abbess my senior year. I think I was a senior, and no, I was a junior. And I remember my vocals at that time. I feel like I feel a lot more comfortable singing out now than I did back then. And I was very nervous. But uh, yeah, I think it's good to be nervous. That means you're excited, and it makes you feel like you wouldn't care if, I don't think that means you care, you want to do a good job. Um, I think one of the most pressure gigs that in front of a really big audience would be the national anthem, and that's one of my earlier gigs that where people are quiet, so they're listening, and you really don't want to mess up the national anthem. So I remember I have sung the national anthem. That's probably one of my bigger crowds, like in at Mizzou at the stadium, or the excuse me, the arena, the basketball arena, the men's game. And so yeah, that I just try to, like, say a prayer, and hope that I've trained enough that it's just muscle memory. But yeah, my first memories of just singing out or nerves, but once you get going, it's fine. Just have to get you have to start.
You have to start somewhere, right? That's right.
Yes.
You have to start somewhere, and when you do, and one thing I love about the music industry, right? I mean, you're never gonna know everything. You're always gonna make mistakes. You're always gonna learn. You're always gonna grow. And
Yes.
the people that really go far in the music industry, in my opinion, are the artists that are not afraid to make a mistake. And if they make a mistake, they're gonna go back, look at it, make the necessary adjustments, and they're gonna move on. And the next time around, they're gonna be that much better. Would you agree with that statement?
Oh, absolutely. And we're all human. We all make mistakes. And yeah, I think you said it pretty well. I mean, how are you it's how you handle the mistake and what are you going to do about it? Are you going to give up? And I've sometimes I've made mistakes and I felt like, oh, I just can't. I didn't.
Mhm.
Everybody's hard on themselves. And I'm. But you have to try to get over yourself and just remember we're all human, and yeah, it's a chance to grow.
Yeah, I would agree. And so, like, since you've been in the music business for a while now, has anyone given you any advice, anything that maybe you remember even now? What was that advice, and how is it inspiring you as you move forward in your musical career?
Oh, let's see. I have a lot of little advice, um, like words that I've read from, maybe most a lot of women artists, that they've just kind of stuck with me. But this is like one of my favorite artists is Dolly Parton. She's actually like there. We have this big banner of Dolly, and she's right in front of me. Like I'm talking like six
Oh,
6 feet tall.
that's awesome.
Yeah, she's
Can you
right.
show us? Can you show us that? Can you show it to us?
I'm gonna try. Okay.
Let's see Dolly Parton. That would be cool. That would be a first on the Music Dreams
Okay.
USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show.
All right. So I'm
All
gonna
right,
keep.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, here comes Dolly.
See
And
her?
there she is.
Yeah.
All right. That is so awesome. Thank you for
It-
sharing that with us.
yeah, you're
That's
welcome.
amazing.
So, yeah, Camel City Printing. I have to thank them for one of our friends. Excuse me. Uh, uh, Made that made several artists, and she gave that to us. And so yeah, Dolly is here with us tonight. So
Ah, I feel like real special now.
right. So but yeah, Dolly, I've read her, I know I've read at least one, maybe two of her books, and then I have a big songbook of hers. I've read Reba McEntire's autobiography, excuse me. But there's one thing that Terry Clark said, and I don't even, it was probably out of some magazine, but I just remember reading her quote. And she said, never let the highs get too high or the lows get too low. Like, if something really cool happens, that's really great. But just kind of keep it, you don't, because when something goes really badly, you can think about those highs, but I don't know, just the what that stuck with me. And yeah, I I'm trying to remember something that Reba um Reba said
Is
it
Reba
was
with us tonight too? I mean, we got Dolly. Is Reba here too?
no, I'm sorry. I don't have Reba. But
All right, you gotta promise me one thing, okay? The next time we do an interview with you,
yeah.
you've got to
Uh,
bring along
okay.
Reba McEntire.
Yeah, yes. I think that's a good idea because I I mean, I would like to sing with Reba, but I would just I don't know. I mean, my husband and I have some fun like, what if I got to sing with and then but if I sang with Reba, I mean, I just really would be like I just don't want to mess up anything. But I remember something Reba said, and this has also stuck with me. She's wrote that nothing, like in the music business, nothing ever comes fast or easy.
I like
And
that. That's like so true.
yes,
You have to work for it, and you have to pay your dues, and you have to put in the time, and you
yeah,
really have to you have to be serious about it. If
yeah,
you're not serious about it, then why would you even want to continue to do something you're not all in on? So yeah, I love that. That's totally, totally I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Let's talk about your songwriting. So when you write songs, and I had the opportunity to listen to your music, it's absolutely beautiful. Seriously, I mean, the music is so amazing. And then, thank you for making music great. But
Oh,
what does songwriting look like for you? I mean, I know some artists, they have a computer that has like all the words, and then they have some artists who just write from the feelings and past
yeah.
experiences and so on and so forth. What does songwriting look like for you?
Okay. Well, thanks for listening to my music, and I appreciate those nice words. Songwriting for me looks like, excuse me, I'll show you.
Mm.
I'm more of a writer on paper. Like I have these old notebooks.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
yeah, like this is my music notebook. Okay, and so yeah, just like let me yeah.
That is
Okay,
really cool.
yeah. So I have a lot of like I think my songwriting notebook is yellow for right now because once I get through, then I just start a new pad. But if I have ideas, I jot them down. I'm a big writer. Like as far, I'm not like songwriting. No, I mean there's, but I mean I know there's so many great songwriters. But I'm like addicted to like writing to do notes. Like I even have a little sticky notepad in my bathroom, in our bathroom, and so I write my to do list down. And then I have one in the kitchen, and then I have like on my phone like big time reminders I put there. So and also my hair is down tonight, but my daughter, she says to me, she's like, "Mom, I'm you," and she has her hair up in like a updo, and then she puts a pencil through her hair because I'm always have a pencil or pen in my hair with my hair when it's up, and because then you can quickly take it out and I'm ready. But
I like that.
yeah.
I like that. That's so clever.
So yeah. So I usually have a pen and a pencil because sometimes it's if you just need both for me anyway. And so yeah, if I have a song idea, I will also write it down on my phone. Or even audio, do the like a little audio and sing into the phone, or just if it's something I'm hearing like musically. When I do write a song, I these days I usually co-write, but and that is often with a laptop in front of me, because we kind of like to have the lyrics in front of us, and if you have to look up something online, like to help you get your facts right, or you need a thesaurus, I mean, it's just pretty common now to have a laptop. But um as far as the words of the music, I'd say sometimes they just kind of come together. Like if I have a feeling about something, then I might put the words to that feeling and then sing whatever match it, what I feel like kind of matches those words. Like that, it express that emotion. And that's what I might put into my phone, like as a little audio uh, capture, I guess.
So let's talk about your music. I mean, are there any song of all the songs you've written thus far? Are there any songs that really mean a lot to you? Which ones really stand out to you the most?
Okay. Well, I have my I two of my well, I have my album Fire and Grace that has 10 songs, and then I have my EP, It Feels Good. One song probably that from my album that I think means a lot to me. I mean, they all mean something. But the one I guess that probably my two, oh goodness, this is hard. I mean, Love Don't Care is the last song on my Fire and Grace album, and I wrote that with Brent Rader. He's a friend. He was a friend of my husband's when I first met him, and he was on tour with Will, and he and I wrote that, and it with a little bit of the relationship that Will and I had in mind, or that we had started. And so the lyrics behind that song, with that song are very, I feel like they're very powerful, and they mean, like, that's just kind of, I feel like that's our love story. I Call It Love is another one. I feel like it's uh, a really great, like kind of heartstrings song. And then the title track, Fire and Grace, I wrote that with Joanna Janae, and she gave me the title. And that song is really, really is close, is dear to me, like the lyrics. And I if people want to pull that up, yeah, maybe check it out and see what you think.
Well, speaking of your music, if you want to show us your music again and like let our listeners know, how can they get in contact with you and how can they purchase that amazing music?
Aw, you're sweet. Thank you, Russell.
You're
Um,
welcome.
so this is, sorry, I'm trying to not to get it glare. So this is Fire and Grace, and this is the album that I released in 2019, and it has 10 songs on it. And this took about 4 years to put together. Like nothing ever comes fast or easy. Like right
Yeah, we
here,
spoke about that,
folks.
didn't we?
Right, right. So Will and I, we produced this, and then we also had our friend Brent Rader. He produced some of the tracks, and our friend Matt Erickson, he produced one of the tracks as well. But that's the one I did not write. There's only one I didn't write on this. It was called Move. Um, my friend Natalie Murphy, she wrote that with her. Let's see, Rose Falcon. They wrote that. Um, but this is my EP, and this is called It Feels Good. And there's 4 songs on it. And this picture was taken at the Mark Twain Lake. Will took the pictures, and we just were so excited how this turned out, because this kind of captures what feels good to me, like sun, water, like just being close to nature. And the song It Feels Good is just talking about the things that make me feel good. And we're hoping that song reminds people of what's good in their life, because there's a lot of good, there really is. And we're here, we've been given the gift of life every day. And so but yeah, so these these 2 albums you can find on my website, or the EP and then album. And then you can also find them anywhere you stream or download music. So all digital outlets. And then my website is beckydenton.com. BECKYDENTON.com.
Awesome. That was a great commercial, Miss Becky. I'm gonna have to have
Thank
you do
you.
something for us.
Thank
Well, let
you.
me ask you this. I mean, you're in the music business right now. Have you had the opportunity to rub elbows with some big time artists? And if so, who were they?
Okay. Well, let's see. I think I'll start with I guess the most recent one. I think it was very brief, but my husband is in a band, and I get to sing some too with them. They're called the Heart Shakers, and they're out of Nashville, and they're a Tom Petty tribute band. They're fantastic. And uh, we had a show around Nashville last year, and I was asked to check the mic for Carrie Underwood.
Oh,
And
wow.
and so uh, w- under the understanding that if she didn't show up, then I was going to sing. So but no matter what, I checked the mic just to make sure that it was sounding okay, and also I guess the band, they probably wanted to make sure they just rehearsed the song that she was going to sing, um hopefully. And but anyway, she actually wound up coming to the show, and she came right by me. I did not really have a conversation with her, but I told her good job, and she said thank you. So that was very brief. But I also I've met Karen Fairchild, and she was in Nashville, and she taught me this little trick that I've taken with me since I met her. But I asked her if I could have a picture with her because I love her voice. I think it's really wonderful, and so I asked her if I could have a picture, and she was very sweet. And then she said, "Well, let's make sure we turn to where the lights are, facing us." I was like, "Okay." And so ever since then, I make sure where are the lights. I need to, look into the lights. So thank you, Karen Fairchild. Um,
Miss
but
Becky, you are surrounded by the lights.
I know, yeah.
You are in the spotlight, Miss Becky.
So I've met yeah, I think through Will, I've met some other really nice people in the business, and I've been very thankful for that. And a lot of the people that I've played with, um, it's kind of interesting. There's a guy that his name is Aslan, and he did a gig with me. It's been a few years ago, maybe 2018, something like that. And now he's playing with Lainey Wilson, and he plays a lot of just like it's them two together acoustic, like she does some little videos or something. But that just kind of blows my mind. But I feel like the people, just the heart shakers themselves, they're musicians. They've been in the business for a long time, and um, you know, I feel like those are people. They're very humble folks, but they've all played with some big timers, and I feel like they're big timers. So, but I mean, what matters to me is I think I want to be surrounded by people who are positive. Uh, they're good, good at what they do, but they're also fun to be around, and that you work well with. And so that's there that's what matters a lot to me. So
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. So,
yeah.
since we're talking about the music scene and right now, do you like where music is right now today, or are you like, well, it's not what I thought it would be?
Oh, well, hmm. This is a tough question for me because I feel like anytime you create something, it's a big deal. And just because it's something that you, like someone else may not like, it doesn't mean that the next person over is not going to like it. If there's something for everyone. Um I do feel like uh, right now um there's a lot of music that comes out. There's and I we independently released both of these projects, and I was reading something about Spotify and how the releases there. I don't know what the exact math is, but maybe like 10,000 songs are released a day. That may not be right, but it's just a lot.
Mhm.
Like that is so much. And to get your music heard, it's good that you can independently create music. So it's easier now, but there's just so much out there that you really have to figure out how are you going to get your music to people, um so where because everybody's just you're inundated. And I feel like uh, and I also uh watched a video, like a little it's been a couple months, and the speaker said you should be releasing new songs every month. And I feel like, okay, well, maybe maybe for some people, but I don't know. I just like to take my time. But I can see like releasing, maybe you do a cover, and then I mean, I don't know. That's how I work. I feel like I need some time to really make it, how what's something I'm going to be proud of.
Right. Totally
Hmm.
get it. If there's one thing you can change about the music industry, what would it be and why?
Oh, oh boy. I think what would it be and why? Um, I really don't know. I mean, I wish I had an answer for this. I mean, obviously, I can share with you what I would probably uh what a struggle for, me as an independent artist. Um it takes a lot of time and resources to um
Get your
put
music out there?
to get your music out there. Yes.
Mhm.
And so it like to for instance, just putting a music video to all of these songs would be awesome, okay? But it's expensive. And but that is what is going to, I feel like, that's a lot of what's happening. Um People can get their music heard maybe sometimes, um if you've got a really sleek video, and you've got, the video with the full production. And so yeah, I'd say it that makes it kind of, that's a challenge. But I don't know. I mean, I could just write a book about all of the struggles that, I've had, but I feel like a lot of people do that too. I mean, just kind of, there's also been a lot of doors open for me. So it I don't know. And also I think, just going back to what I was just talking um about just constant content, you got to push it out, push it out, push it out. Well, is that always, I mean, I want quality. I don't know if that I want quantity. Like I
Right.
I want, like, I want, if I'm going to listen to a song, I want the lyrics also to tell a story a lot of times, or just really create a great feeling. Was there thought put into that? Was there feeling put into that? And all of that takes time.
Right. I love that. I love hearing you say that because, we ask that question all the time to artists, right? And we get a lot of mixed reviews.
Mhm,
Some of the feedback we've got when we've asked that question was, well, I wish we were able to make more money off our songs.
mhm,
And, one artist went out and says like, I feel like, we're putting in all the hard work, the music, putting it all together, but yet we're not making as much money as I feel like we should,
yeah,
because I mean, we're putting the work into it and feel like we should get paid for
mhm,
that.
mhm.
Do you agree with that?
Uh, yeah, I mean, even the songwriting today, like, my husband and I were just talking about this. If you were a songwriter, I think 20 years ago, if you had a number one hit, you probably would made a lot more money then than you would now. I'm not positive, but um and also well, with the like mechanicals, like just selling CDs. People don't buy CDs like they used to. So, whoops. uh, so, a lot of money was made off of buying the CD, and then you would pay the songwriters. Well, now it's digital, and I think they're trying to work things out to where songwriters are paid more again. But yeah, it's just the digital world. Uh, Everybody's trying to catch up to it and figure out a way to monetize it, to and really and pay the songwriters and everyone else, what they deserve. I was going to say something else about, I don't remember, songwriting, but yeah.
That's awesome. And so, as we continue with our interview here, again, thank you for your time. Again, our interview being brought to you by Blue Shamrock Music, and a special thank you to Mr. Stephen Brady. And you can watch our show weekdays, and actually every week we're on live with a different artist from Blue Shamrock Music. And today we got the talented Miss Becky Denton is in the house, and we've had a lot of fun with her. And when you're not doing music, Miss Becky, I actually have a question from one of our listeners.
Oh,
Is- Yes, and she
okay.
wants to know, when you're not doing music, what are you doing?
Oh,
Do you have any hobbies?
that's a great question. So, I am a mom. So,
Mhm.
I have an 11-year-old daughter, and she keeps me on my toes, and I love it. And she's high energy, and I think it's wonderful, and she's full of life. But that's one of the biggest gifts of life in my life, and I just want to do everything I can to support her and raise her the best I can. And so a lot of my time and energy goes with her, raising her. And then my husband, together we have four children. He has two older daughters and then a younger son. So, family time is, we I spend, time just making sure we make time for family. And then my parents live near me. And then my husband's father, they get to talk every day. He lives further, but like in a couple weeks, we're going to go see him. And and I just talked to my sister today, and my mom and dad are having 50th. We're throwing them a 50th anniversary party on Sunday. So
Oh,
yeah, and
congratulations! Tell me, say congratulations.
thank you. Yes, and so right now, I did mention earlier I'm not doing any speech work, but I do some outdoor advertising with my husband, and so like billboard stuff, and I do a little bit of that. But I mostly am trying to keep my focus on music. Yeah, so that's what
That's
I do.
awesome. No, we gotta talk to you about the advertising now. We might be interested in having you guys do some stuff for us.
Okay.
That'd be amazing. And
Mhm.
you know what you gotta do? You hopefully you could send us some of your CDs and all that stuff, because what we could do is we give away on the radio station here.
I will. I'd like
Prize
that.
giveaways. That'd be awesome.
Yes. And I did want to tell the listener, I also had a very busy summer gardening. So it's over now, pretty much. But yeah, I loved being out in the garden, but it took a lot of time. So uh, yeah,
So where are you coming from this evening? Where are we actually doing an interview with you? What part of town are you in?
I am in Northeast Missouri, so a town called Paris, Missouri, and we're just like 15 miles away from the birthplace of Mark Twain, the famous
Oh,
author,
wow.
in Florida, Missouri. And that's where, yeah, the party's happening this weekend. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. So you like any sports or anything like that, or are you a big sports fan?
I'm not, but I am like indirectly through Will because he's from Georgia. And so the Georgia Bulldogs are the national champions, the reigning national champions, and for this is their second year. So they're hoping for a third. Um, and hopefully we'll get to watch a little bit of the game on Saturday. But yeah, I really love watching football with Will. It's fun. He gets really excited. And no, I'm not like I don't other than that, I'm not like really huge in the sports. But I do like to exercise. I like to walk outside, and I like to just, I like to be moving a lot. I'm big on moving.
Well, I'm thinking if you guys are up in Missouri, I thought maybe you guys would be like Kansas City Chief fans, you know?
Oh, we are. My neighbor across the street, she has a little Chiefs banner in her, by her flowers. And yeah, Patrick Mahomes, yeah, he's everybody loves Patrick, and my daughter, she loves the Chiefs. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm sorry, I should have. Yeah, and the Cardinals are. I don't watch the baseball games, but we're proud of the Cardinals too.
So let me ask you this. I mean, recently in the news, you've got Travis Kelsey and who?
Oh, T Swizzle.
So what do you think about Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift and that romance? I mean, I just read a report earlier today where ever since they've begun dating, his level of play has actually went up even more.
Oh, I don't even I don't even think they're dating. I mean, I'm probably not the person to ask, but I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it seems like every time we do our morning show, we're always talking about Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Oh boy. Now,
Yeah.
I will back up and I have to say go Tigers because Will and I have this a little bit of a family friendly feud about dogs and tigers because he's from Georgia and I went to Mizzou and Mizzou is 7-1 now in football and so go Tigers.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
As we wind down our interview this evening, first and foremost, thank you so much. We had so much fun with you this evening. It's been an
Oh,
amazing interview. And would you any final thoughts you'd like to share with our listeners?
oh well. I just really appreciate your interview, Russell. You have been just really fun to talk to and get to know, and you're so sweet. And uh, I'm gonna look at my notes. Here's my clipboard. More writing.
Next up, she's gonna write a song about Russell K.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is my official. I have a clipboard and all. I do want to say that my website again is beckydenton.com, and people can join my mailing list. On the if they go there on the homepage, it's real easy, and that I just send those mail campaigns every now and then, just let you know what's up. And then my handle is at Becky Denton Music on my social sites. And I think that's it. So I really appreciate Stephen Brady and letting getting us connected. And yeah, I appreciate the listener who asked a question. That's so sweet.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we actually, we're actually live right now on all of our social media outlets, and
Aw,
a lot of people are watching now. But after the interview's over, we get a lot more people to watch afterwards too, which
yeah,
is really exciting. So, our show's come a long way, and we're so glad to have you a part of it. And
yeah.
hopefully, hey, maybe one day we can come down there and do some live stream for you, and maybe do some interviews before, during, after the events. We do that as well.
That
So.
would be fun.
Yeah, so
Yes.
yeah, let us know if we can ever help you. But on
Okay.
behalf of Blue Shamrock Music and Music Dreams USA Radio, thank you so much for your time this evening, and all the best to you as you continue your musical journey. And we'll be with you every step of the way.
Well, you're welcome, Russell, and thank you. So
All
have a good
right.
night.
You too. All right,
Okay.
that was Becky Denton, and what an amazing interview! And you'll be able to watch the interview here in just a few moments as we download it, and you'll be able to watch on all of our social media outlets. And if you want to check out more of Becky Denton, just go to her website, beckydenton.com, and you'll be able to check out all of her music and all of the things she's been doing. So again, special thank you to Becky Denton and Blue Shamrock Music and Stephen Brady. Until the next time, it's your friend Russell K. We'll see you next time on the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show. Until then, take care. Have a wonderful evening.